All right, live. What's up, guys? What's up, Nate
Hi,
Dogg?
Hey man, how you doing?
Doing good. Happy New Year, gents.
Happy New Year.
I know it feels like I haven't actually sat down and talked to you guys for a minute. I mean, I guess we probably did last week or something. I don't know, but it feels longer.
It's not been since last year. We all know that.
Bada boom. All right. So
Bad jokes.
I want to go over. It's 1st of January, and I always like just writing goals. I don't like doing it like as a New Year's resolution. I did that for years. Just more so, just forecasting. Right? What are we going to do in 2026, and kind of breaking that down every 12 weeks. So I thought, maybe we'd share just a little bit what you guys do when you're planning for the new year. I'll share what I'm doing, and hopefully, someone in the audience there will get a kick out of that. One thing I look forward to at the beginning of every year, before I really dive in, is seeing you guys in the desert. Right, we're going. This is less than a month away.
Oh boy.
For those who don't know, just kind of Nate's like inner circle guys. He invites to his desert compound. We ride ATVs going 70 miles an hour, just all over the desert for hundreds of miles, and then we talk lighting somewhere in between all that. But it is an absolute blast, and we're bringing some new guys with us this year, which is like cool, right? Because like new guys have never experienced it before.
We haven't had a new guy in a while.
Yeah.
Been a while.
So, and then right after that, a couple weeks later, I'm going to see you guys again in California for our big lighting trade school annual Three Amigos live event training. So for those of you guys that are going to that, super look forward to hanging out with you guys, having a cocktail, talking lights. I think how many slots do we even have left to that, Cap?
We looking it over. We got 5 slots left, and then we're done. One more.
Only 5 slots left. So if anyone out there still kicking the sand, do I want to learn how to be the best landscape lighting installer in my area? Well, there's only 5 slots left. It's only like $1,600 or something too, and that price goes up in a couple of weeks. So it's cheap. It's 4 days, and you'll learn a ton. That's how Matt and I met, going to this exact same event, but it was only one amigo, and that was Nate, before the Three Amigos were even a thing.
Hey Shane,
right.
you should mention that just so you guys know, if you've been on the lighting trade school website or whatever, it was 3 days. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We've added, because we have so much content, we've added a 4th day, which is Tuesday.
It's a free day bonus.
Bonus day.
Nate tried to add Monday and Sunday. So Matt and I were like, no. We got
Hey,
family.
Nate snuck that 4th day in. He wanted a 5-day.
I
And
was-
we were like, got him to agree to a 3rd day. And all of a sudden, when people signed up, he just told everyone, hey, come in
Right.
Tuesday.
I got what I wanted. These guys only wanted 3 days. I finally broke down and agreed to it. And as soon as I agreed to it, the next day I called everybody up and said, bonus day. So I got 4 days, not 5. I typically like 5, but we got 4. And we'll obviously a lot of content in 4 days.
These are long hands-on training days too. If you know Nate, he takes 1 minute and stretches it into 30 minutes. But it's very, very good teaching. We're doing stuff at night. We're doing demos. We're looking at lights. It's nonstop day to night. So if you want to learn an action jam-packed, like, this is the spot to do it. We respect y'all's time, and we want to give you as much info as humanly possible. And we're going to feed you. And if you like having a couple of cocktails, well, we're going to drink you too.
So
Yeah, and also, so you talked about that's where you and I met, Shane. Obviously, that's where we all met Nate too. But because it's so long, hands-on, and it's much more intimate, right? It's not a crazy amount of people. It's where some crazy bonds can be formed. Traveling to and from Nate's house in the back. I mean, again, that's how me and Shane formed our friendship. So you're talking about forming some bonds with some guys that aren't just going to a training. This training is as we call it, advanced for a reason. So like, the guy next to you that is doing 16-hour days with you, it's different than the guy that shows up for 8 hours in a hotel classroom. It just is. It's just different formation. So that's what I always love to see, because I've gotten such great connections and relationships out of it too.
Cool.
On top of learning about lighting.
yeah,
I
so
didn't even need to go down that rabbit hole, but I am really looking forward to it.
yeah, no, it's good. So we've secured 2 demos 2 demos. I really could squeeze in a third, right? But for sure, I got 2 lined up. I don't think we have time for a third. Obviously, there's going to be, a lot of content that we're going to be over. But yeah, it's all hands on. It's going to be great.
All right. Well, moving on, right? So, if you guys want to learn landscape lights, like really learn landscape lights, maybe put that in your goals for 2026. It's only 6-7 weeks away, so make a decision fast. 2026, Matt. I mean, I always look, every year, right? I always try to set some big, hairy, audacious goals, stuff that just kind of makes me like, how the heck am I going to do that? And then breaking it down. I haven't had enough time this year yet to just really sit down in a dark room and just plan for a couple of days. But I've started and I've got my rough drafts and stuff ready to go. Have you done that? And do you do that every year?
I definitely do something very similar. I think it's going to be January 16th with the Captain's Crew guys, or maybe a couple other guys. Or I do something called the Impossible Games, and it's all about goal setting. So we come up with, it's basically 3 sets of goals: real, radical, and impossible. And real is more realistic, right? Like if we change nothing, what just happens naturally if the business operates like it always does? There's always a line there. There's going to be a 5% increase, whatever that case might be. What's that radical? One that makes your butt pucker a little bit, like some shit's going to have to change. And then the one that is impossible right now because you have to change the business, change yourself to get to that goal. So that's how I do it. I've done the look back already. I haven't gotten into that part yet. Been crazy New Year. So, but I do too. I like to bucket some hours uninterrupted where I'm not distracted by anything besides figuring it out.
I love looking back, right? Last year, my goal was to make six-figure incomes, net incomes. Like Shane makes 6 figures off of 6 different incomes. And I was like Glow Geeks and Glow Geeks nationwide. And then we have our Glass Geeks business that kind of runs by itself. And then lighting trade school is a thing, my real estate business, my stocks and crypto and stuff. And we fell short on a couple of those. But looking back kind of, helps me to look forward. One thing I don't like doing, Matt, and I got a question here for you guys, even Nate. I personally don't like spending a lot of time making super long goals. I mean, I like getting an idea where am I going to be in 3 years, but I don't put too much emphasis on that. For me, everything changes every quarter almost. So spending too much time too far out, I think is kind of a waste because I know things change. What about you guys? Where do most of your range of goals land on?
So I kind of agree with you, Shane. I don't really put a lot of emphasis on, massive, huge strategies, right? I think we all been in business long enough. It's easy for us to figure out where we're going to go in the direction of the company. So I don't sit there and go, I want to grow 22%, 32%, 40%. I think that's a waste of time and energy a lot of times. I think it's what's the simplest way for me to grow? And, could be, I'm going to focus all my time and energy on, putting more content out there, doing more seminars, doing more lighting trade schools, and develop guys that will buy lighting fixtures from me. Right. So it could be very simple. And then if that doesn't work, then I, change the strategy, and if the strategy doesn't work, obviously, I don't get the growth and I change, for me, I'm putting in totally going to be vertically integrated this year was one of my things I decided to do. So it means a machine shop, an injection molding shop, all under my own roof. So think big, start small. Obviously think big that, maybe that almost could be, like you said, it's almost another business, even though it's my business, could lean into a whole other different fixture line and different things. But I'm going to start small and it's just going to be, it is what it is, right? Making my own fixtures, doing everything, become streamlined so I don't overstress. And because, so easy to overthink goals and put so many unattainable goals out there that you set yourself up for failure, right? And I think that can be, negative. So think big, start small, and just come up, with some very easy attainable goals.
It gets a little defeating, right? If your goal is $1 million or whatever your goal is, and then by the end of March, you've only done 80 grand combined and you got 9 months left and go over 900 grand. It's like, shoot, there's no way in heck I'm ever going to make this. I like breaking these down to 12-week goals, quarterly goals.
Small. So I think I learned this a long, long time ago, and I think you can use this strategy for, employee incentives, right? Goal-orientated things yourself personally. It's SMART. So you put the SMART test to it, SMART. So SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. So your goals have to meet all of those, right, letters. And if they don't, then you don't have a very good, right, strategy. Because when you get into those, it has to be specific. You have to, lay out the plan. It has to have, these processes. Is it attainable? Well, fuck, I want to make $1 million this year. Well, who the fuck doesn't? You're gonna win the fucking lotto? Because that's not an attainable goal. And is it timely? Right? I mean, maybe you can get there like my machine shop, right? Well, maybe that branches into something else, but that's a 5-year goal, right? Certainly to do anything is not going to be in a timely manner, right? So I think SMART, SMART, right, is something that I really try to apply everything to.
I love it. I like going back. I have a whole spreadsheet I kind of nerd out on a little bit, and I write in what I did January, February, March, April, just every month of the year in 2025. And whatever I want to grow, right? This year we want to grow by 40, 50%. Well, then I just add that to each month. Because like January is it's normally kind of a cruddy month, and February is not so great. But like April, May, June are huge. October, November, December are huge. So if my goal is $1 million, it's not just like, which that's not my goal, by the way. This is a nice round number. But if it's not $80,000 every single month, it doesn't go like that. So you have to kind of calculate what you're going to expect to get each month, and then how much marketing you're going to have to do to hit that.
Well, yeah, and then you got to add employees, and you have the infrastructure, van, right, tools, right? Can you even do that, right?
Yep.
I mean, so there's so many things that you have to take into consideration. I talked to a guy yesterday that he didn't have the right team, and he didn't follow up on 1,000 leads. Can you imagine that? 1,000 leads never got followed up on.
Was he talking to me? No.
Wow.
And it's like, when you boiled it all down, it was because he didn't have the extra team to do it. Right?
Yeah.
You spent all this time and resources, and all you did was piss off 1,000 people. That's really a good marketing strategy, right? You got 1,000 people that you never returned a call to.
Got a plan for your capacity. Matt, I mean, you do a lot of this with your coaching clients and captain's crew and goal setting. That's kind of like your jam, your specialty. Do you have any nuggets to add on what you do for planning?
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously with, with Warrior Group, right? It's the impossible game is not what you're actually, you talk about. It's a 12 to 16 month thing. And say you want to make $1 million. Well, how much do you make now? I make 50,000. Well, go fuck yourself, right? Like that's impossible in the wrong way. But so you set your big goal, which is impossible because it feels impossible. But then you actually break it down into you're just going by the month. And does every target of your goal that month lead you eventually towards that goal? Every week, sit down, you do a look back. Did I put time and energy into the things that I said mattered? Because we all know it's super easy. I mean, right now, Nate's probably got 1 million things to do, but he's sitting on his podcast, right? Because he said this is important. If you don't have, this is what I need to do this month that will generally lead me, my company, forward in the direction I want to do it. It's not going to hit my goal. It's going to move me towards it. If you don't have that, you just end up doing a bunch of shit like that all feels good in the moment. And you look back and, well, I sent 3 emails. I made some call. It's just all convoluted. So it's important to look back, be honest with yourself on each week, because it's easier to course correct in a week than it is to course correct 6, 12 months later. You're like, oh shit. So I mean, that's really what,
I think a long time ago, I looked at it when we all have these big goals. Hey, I want to make $1 million. Well, I equate it to where I want to go climb Mount Everest. Right. So how would I do that? Okay. Well, if I had a 16-month plan to go climb Mount Everest, one, I'm going to have to go climb a 3,000-foot mountain. I'm going to have to go get acclimated. I'm going to have to go do this. So every month I start doing all these small accomplishments to even allow me to make that big accomplishment of climbing Mount Everest. Right. So me and Randy got into off-road racing, which, we won the Baja 1000 twice. You just don't wake up one day and say, I'm going to go fucking run the Baja 1000. You just don't do that, right? You have to go to mini races. You have to pre-run. You have to prep. You have to learn how to drive the truck. You have to learn how to drive at speeds. You have to know how to, change tires. You have to be mechanically inclined. So when you break down in the middle of fucking nowhere, you can fix the motherfucking car. You have to figure out first aid. So you have all these mini goals that you accomplish week by week, month by month to achieve the big fucking goal. Because if you can't achieve those little fucking goals, you're never going to achieve the big one, right?
I
Different
like
mindsets too, right? Like my mentors, and they say, when the guy who says he wants to make $1 million in his pocket, who's making 80,000, he is not mentally capable of making 1,000 or $1 million. He's just not. He's not there yet. There's steps because Nate's much further along, Shane's further along, right? That your mindset. If we talk to Shane 10 years ago, right, it's not the same. He couldn't make what he makes now because he wasn't the same man, if you will, right? Died of the old man. Because you have to. It's funny, when I see Nate deal with an issue.
I don't know. I was pretty sharp 10 years ago.
Well, then you're stagnant and you're fucking dead, which I know is not true. I remember one time I saw Nate, like he was pulling up this UTV, trying to get it up onto his trailer, and it fucking tipped. Right. And like, these are expensive. What are they? I don't know. They're expensive though. And in my mind, I'm like, holy fuck, I'd be freaking out right now. And he's like, fuck it. Just move on. Go get a different trailer. And I'm like, what? And he said to me, Matt, the only difference between my problems and your problems is I have a couple extra zeros at the back. It doesn't fucking matter. You can always make more money. Move on. And like, I use that like that. It's probably one of those little nuggets that Nate doesn't even know that he said that, like, that helped change my mindset in a big way.
When making goals, I know right now we're all talking about business, right? That's what we have in common, but I like to break it down to 5 categories. So I'll make goals for personal goals, like what I want to do. I want to be more healthier. I want to stay more active. And I hit KPIs around that. And then relational goals, I want to be a better husband. I want to be a better father. I want to have better business relationships. How do I strengthen those? And I'll have goals and KPIs around that. Spiritual, and then professional and financial. So like the 5 categories I build goals around. And then I track them every week. And I have, people that I hold myself accountable to, and we go over those things weekly.
Badass. I do 4: body, being, balance, and business.
The 4 B's.
4 B's.
4 B's.
He knows the importance of same letters.
Oh, yeah.
You down with B. Yeah, you know me.
Oh, here goes Steve with another song. So here's a question. Then we're talking about goals. I'd love to hear from Shane and Nate. And it doesn't matter what the goal is. Let's pretend you guys set a goal for 2026, and we'll just use $1 million revenue mark. Okay. How often are you doing a check-in on that goal? When do you pivot? What? I was only making 100,000 revenue. Now I'm saying $1 million. Is it 1 month in that you admit that you have to pivot? Is it 3 months in that you have to pivot? Like, what do you guys do? Because we all know everything changes all the time.
So
when do you pivot?
Let me add this comment, because, when I've certainly talked to and trained enough guys over the past 30-some years, the biggest thing I can see to where, to me, the fucking goals are a waste of fucking time 99% of the time. And the reason I think they're a waste of time is because you don't have the commitment from day one, right? You just don't have the commitment, right? Climbing Mount Everest, right? You're racing the Baja 1000. There's a commitment there. So checking in a month later, 2 months later, what's your commitment? What are you starting today on, right? Whether it be training, eating better, what's the commitment? You want to become a landscape lighting guy? Have you bought a fucking book? Right? Have you bought a demo kit? Are you out there fucking in the middle of the nighttime putting a light on a tree to teach yourself how to do lighting? No, you're fucking eating a goddamn hot dog, drinking a beer, watching Monday Night fucking Football, sitting on your fat fucking ass, complaining why you can't meet your fucking goals. That's what I see day in, day out. The lack of desire, will, and the commitment to succeed in life. Right? And that's to me 99%. The desire, the will, and the commitment. Get up fucking early. Quit watching fucking TV, get off your goddamn ass, and go do something, right? That's 99% of anything you want to make you be successful in life and meet that fucking goal. Do that. And I did, because I get sick and tired of people whining and crying and giving me their fucking baby excuses, right? About how they couldn't achieve their fucking bullshit goal they set up, right? Because it was all bullshit from day one, you know? So I think that it's a mental attitude that you got to fucking have that desire to win. Like you said a minute ago, Matt, you want to make $1 million? What do you make right now? 80,000, 50,000. You don't have the mindset, right? You're just a fucking loser and you can't admit it. You won't look yourself in the goddamn mirror and make that fucking commitment to be a winner. You know, you want to be an Olympic athlete? You think those motherfuckers don't train 80 hours a week to be an Olympian? Right? It takes there are 10 million people that have the capacity to become an Olympian, but only probably 1 million to 1% has the mental capacity and the desire and the will and the commitment to become the Olympian. Right? It's just a fact, you know?
So I'd say, yeah, a lot of people don't have that self-discipline, right? Cap, if you set a goal, well, then like you should make, well, what are your weekly KPIs that you're going to hit that goal? And if you want to climb Mount Everest, but you haven't gone on a hike in the first 2 weeks of you making that goal, yeah, well, then you're just kidding yourself. You're not willing to put in the effort. You can't just say I'm going to do 1 million and just not do anything to hit it.
Yeah. A goal in itself doesn't mean fucking shit. If you don't have any sort of plan to get there, right? We actually break it down into 1 week goals, right? Like, and it's just those, 20 extra things you can do each week that move you towards there. I mean, not 20 big projects, just, we all know we're going to work. We're going to check our emails. We're going to get back to clients. We're going to make sure like that shit is just normal. What are the small things that you can do daily that move the needle, that if you don't do them, your business doesn't die. But if you do them, it moves forward. Like that's the biggest thing.
Right. So let's talk about that. Or, and I really think this is beyond important. The day-to-day stuff, right? Your day starts at 7 a.m. The phone rings, your guys, calling in sick, somebody's fucking, it's raining, day-to-day, everyday, normal shit, right? There is zero time in your normal day to go forward and meet these fucking mini goals. Zero fucking time. You want to fucking make money and be successful? Get up at 3 in the fucking morning, right? Now you've got an extra 4 fucking hours to be able to continue on, to do those KPIs, to be able to have uninterrupted time to be able to accomplish small goals on a weekly basis. And I learned that, fucking thank God I don't require a lot of sleep, because if I don't get up fucking early, there is zero chance I fucking succeed and do what I do. Zero, right? Because there's no fucking time in a normal day.
Even if you have the time, right? There's text, emails, people knocking on your office. It's uninterrupted time, right? It's not your deep work time. Yeah.
Right. It's uninterrupted time at 3, 4, 5, 6 in the morning. Or maybe it's 8, 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night. Right?
I do that too.
But there is no time in the daytime, because shit happens on a continuously daily basis. Which is why, hey, frankly, a lot of times I like working out of my house. I'm not interrupted. Right? I go to the fucking office. I sit there and I work my ass off. And at the end of the day, I go, what the fuck did I even accomplish today? Right? It's like, because 15 people came in, right? Wasted my time,
Right.
For sure.
Texting me. All right.
I think those are really important details, right? You have to be able to solve those issues,
Yeah.
Well, mic drop on Nate. Nate always, does what he says. If you guys have never gotten a phone call from Nate at 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning, and he's 2 hours behind me, you're like, what the fuck? How are you even up? You're 2 hours before me. Nate definitely does exactly what he preaches 7 days a week. Hands down.
I'm not sure how he's alive, if we're being honest. Like the amount of sleep he requires is not as much as a normal human.
Organic,
He's 2 years old, but looks like he's 80.
He's actually 50.
When you're 100,
hung up wet, they say.
Oh Lord!
I can't to that, Nate, I love always talking goals, and Nate, you just motivated me. I got to get up a little earlier. If I'm not up at 3 a.m., well, then I'm just I was gonna say Nate's is gonna call me a little bitch.
Well, I'd also encourage guys for, Nate also was talking about the nighttime, because I've met plenty of people who are like, they can't get up at 3 a.m. Maybe they have another job right now. Maybe they have to get up for that. And it's not necessarily the time that Nate is saying. That's the time in Nate's world that he can move the most. He's a morning guy. I totally get it. So am I. No matter what your schedule is, whether it's 3 a.m., 8 a.m., or 8 p.m., it's about carving that time out that people aren't going to contact you. Like, no matter what that means. So don't write this off because you don't want to get up at 3 or 4 or 5 a.m. Fucking figure out the time and protect it, where it can't be during the normal workday. It will never, no matter who you are, there's going to be a knock on the door. There's going to be a text. There's going to be a call. There's going to be a fire that you have to put out.
Not impossible, just harder.
Yeah, well, for our level, for our mindsets, it's impossible.
All right. Well, I took down some notes. Appreciate you guys. Anything left to add? I'm gonna cut this and just kind of keep it short and simple.
So
now just go do something, right?
Well,
Nate said, do something over nothing.
Well, I think I wanted to make a comment about, when, obviously 2026, we all want to make more money. It goes without saying. So what are our goals? I mean, I spent quite a few hours on the phone yesterday with one of the guys that had a relationship for a long time. And it's like, almost like, fuck all these goddamn growth goals about how you're going to, grow your top line 15% perhaps, right? I guarantee you in this 2 hours, I had a conversation with him yesterday. Your company's fucked up. You need to focus on your company, right? Better customer service. You had 1,000 leads you didn't follow up on. You don't need to spend any money. You have 1,000 leads you didn't follow up on, right? Your warehouse is unorganized. You don't have inventory control. You could probably increase your bottom line 15% by being more organized, putting better processes in. So sometimes you just got to look within your own company, right? Look at it from the outside and see how fucked up it is and fix those fucking problems, right? And then you can grow your top line, grow your bottom line. And then as you grow, because when you start fucking scaling, if you don't have your foundation built properly, it's just going to get fucking worse, right? It's like when you pour a fucking foundation and it's like an 1/8 inch off and you get to your 3rd story, it's 4 feet off, right? It's just going to get worse and worse and worse. So build that foundation. Make sure that is perfect. Forget scaling until you can scale, smoothly. So I think that's important.
Yeah, great wisdom. Awesome. All right, gents, as Glow Daddy would say, or Glow Show Shane, I think is his name. He's marketing now, but I still like Glow Daddy. Just saying.
All right. Well, hey, I'll see you guys maybe next week, and can't wait to hang here in 4 weeks, and again at the training in 6 weeks.
All right. Sounds good, guys.
Coming up. All right, guys. We'll talk soon.